Hey guys, welcome to 248 daily videos in a row. Today should be educational, hopefully for everybody watching and ourselves. It's gonna be a wild one, actually. I've kind of peeked in and seen a little bit. We're late. They're ready for us. So let's see what we got going on here. Oh boy. Is that one yours?
I guess so.
You always wanted half a man.
I got the full one at home. I guess I get half here.
Oh my God. This is preparation for the zombie apocalypse. What's up, Jackie? I didn't know you were going to be here.
I might as well.
Jackie?
You don't mind signing in, bud?
Yes, sir. What's this guy? This looks good, man.
We brought about a quarter of what we do, but we try to customize it fit you guys. I mean, you guys aren't doing amputees. You're not.
No, I hope not.
Yeah, so.
But it's good to know.
Yeah, so we figured some bandaging, some tourniquet. You know, you could have some fingers cut off, and you just never know. And then the CPR will concentrate most of that.
So today the focus is on first aid. Our laundromat gets a little wild, so I said let's book a class for us, the ladies. We'll do CPR, first aid. What are we doing? AED. Just an educational training course for all of us. I think everyone should know it. Like, why didn't we learn this in basic school anyway?
I've done all this before.
You have not. You have not.
Not with like those, but I've done.
So you're just gonna skip
First
that
aid.
course? What if my arm gets cut off this week? You're gonna know how to fix it.
I feel like I could figure it out.
She just take my belt and win shit. She's seen enough war movies.
You draw blood and stuff.
Oh, you've done that? You can do like the needles and the...
Yeah, I took the class. I can show you my certificate.
Well, I don't know, certificate or not, that sounds... Oof. Have you ever done it to yourself?
No.
That's good. That's good. All right, well, I'm gonna let this... I know we're on a time crunch today. We came in late. Not their fault. Where do we start?
Let's have a seat. I'm the founder and president of HazMatOhio LLC, the All Hazards Training Company. I started as my 27th year. I started the business way back when as an online training company, and all we did was Hazmat. I'm a retired firefighter. Here, this is a highly rated course for us, and we travel all over the country just to teach CPR and first aid. We're the high-ranked CPR course by Lessons.com. They rate us the best instructors. In 2021, we were also the city's best company in 2022 as well. We also won awards for Better Business Bureau, the ethics, or been nominated for it. We were one of the finalists last year for it. So some of the things we do, a portion of each of our classes goes to a charitable foundation. It has to align with our views. Active military and veterans themselves. So we give something. So there's 3 reasons why people's heart stops. What do you think? Anybody know what those 3 reasons? Like a heart attack. What would be one of those reasons?
What you got, Jackie?
Blood clot.
Okay. All right. There's 3 things they want you to know. One is cardiac arrest. So when we have cardiac arrest, there's some signs and symptoms with cardiac arrest. So what would some of those signs and symptoms be if someone's saying having a heart attack? Yes, right, there we go. What else? Oh my goodness, you guys are already experts. So what do you think the difference between sudden cardiac arrest and cardiac arrest is?
Instant.
Yes, right, no signs and
warning.
symptoms. Bam, DRT, dead right there, right? Yeah, well that's actually secondary. We'll talk about that next. And that's the 3rd thing they want you to know. So they want you to know cardiac arrest, sudden cardiac arrest, and secondary cardiac arrest. Secondary cardiac arrest is an outside source's help. So what are some other things that could be outside sources to help you?
Caffeine.
Jason would know that, yes?
You have a lot of caffeine issues?
Yes.
Yeah. Drink Kinetic.
Yeah, that's what I told him last night. I was like, dude, it does. It's weird. It makes you feel good. So what would be another outside source? We have blunt force trauma, right? So something. Electrocuted. Yes, electrocution is one they want you to know. What's another one? Glad you're on
Gosh,
Jeopardy.
Rachel. Oh my gosh.
So overexertion, like you got the
Yes, heat related, right, yes. Heat related, cold related, overexertion, those types of things. How about a lightning strike would be another one, right? Those are outside sources help Another one that we really want to concentrate on is overdoses. That's an outside source helping as an overdose, right? So what would we do for that overdose? Any idea? This little thing right here, we recommend putting in every single AED. This right here can be a lifesaver. So we do a narcotics class. It's a fentanyl class. You won't believe the drugs that come in here. And I'm going to lean down because a couple are watching. All right. With the fentanyl, it doesn't discriminate. Right. The owner of a prominent NFL football team 6 months ago was overdosed. Some people think it's just the homeless people, the lower income people. That is not true. It doesn't discriminate. It's our doctors, our teachers, our lawyers, our nurses. All those people are overdosing, right? We want you to put this with every AED. And the reason being, if you have someone unresponsive and you start CPR on them, it's not going to do any good.
What is that called?
It's Narcan.
Narcan.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. And so we'll explain how to use this, but let's think about what happens when we have a drug overdose. Is the drugs take away our sensories, right? I call them our brain sensors. They're antennas. And when they start clogging that antenna tells me to breathe, right? That antenna tells my mouth to probably say something stupid a lot of times, right? Well, those antennas start getting clogged. And then it starts getting to your respiratory tract. And your mind forgets to tell your body to breathe. Right? Your mind forgets to tell your heart to beat. And then we go unresponsive. Now I got to ask you this. If it's a non-cardiac related incident and I start doing compressions, what's going to happen? Nothing, right? Because my antenna's clogged. And so what I recommend doing is giving a dose of Narcan on any unresponsive that you find. And this will not hurt anyone. It's free. It won't hurt. I can give you a few doses right now. It's not going to hurt you. It's not going to do anything. You're not going to like it. You're going to have a funny taste in your mouth, maybe a little upset stomach, right? That's it. And so if I have someone unresponsive here and I start doing compressions, I'm wasting my time. There's not much I can do. They're not coming back. However, if I find it unresponsive, and this is just the nasal, everybody's had something up their nose, right? That's all you do here. You take it, you open it up, you clog this nozzle here, you stick this in, and then they come up. And when
Just one?
It could be two.
One nostril or?
Just one nostril, yeah. And it could be, 2 doses, right? They come in packs of 2. Now remember, when they do this and they come up, you just took away their ultimate high that they want to get. And they are very mad at you.
Thanks for saving my life.
Yeah.
Asshole.
Right? Equal opportunity offender.
And they actually come up like that? They're mad?
Oh, yeah. Yeah, so when I was in paramedic school, the very first drug I ever gave was Narcan. So I gave him what the book did. I gave him a whole dose of Narcan. And the guy came up, well, next thing you know, we're fist fighting with the guy.
Oh my God.
And he's like, how much did you give him? I said, the book said give them all. I didn't know. I gave it all. He's like, no. So the lesson I learned was you give half of it, get him to start breathing again, get him in the hospital and let them fight him. That's what we used to do.
Holy smokes.
On any unresponsive person, I don't care if they're 100 years old or they're 3 years old, give them Narcan. If it doesn't bring them up, what happens? That's a cardiac event, right? And then we can do our CPR. Our CPR is going to be more effective then, all right? Does that make sense? Now you're going to find patient care kits, all those things you'll see. Now you're going to notice this in the mall. Notice it at rest stops. In the state of Ohio, they don't hide it. They'll say opioid overdose, Narcan, right? Problem was that a lot of them are empty because they get stolen. You can get this at most pharmacies for free.
Stupid question.
Yeah.
Is there any legalities to using Narcan on somebody?
Not in the state of Ohio.
So I'm in the clear to use that Narcan on somebody unconscious.
Absolutely. It's a good Samaritan law.
Cool. You got that? Spray them up. Yeah, we have it. We'll have it.
Someone that is unresponsive. What do we want to do?
Hit them with the Narcan.
Yeah, here we go, right? They don't come responsive. And so we know there's a cardiac related event. One, we want to make sure everything's safe. It's got to be safe for you to do it, especially with secondary incidents, right? We have Eddie up on a ladder, he falls, now he's unresponsive. We still have to make sure that place is safe for him, right? We also want to protect ourselves from the gifts that keep giving, right? So put on some gloves.
So do we call 911 first and then start doing all this?
We're going to talk about that. Yes, I want you to call 911, and that's where we're headed. So how do we know if they're unresponsive or not? We're just taking a nap.
Are you okay?
Oh my gosh, yes, right? We give them a verbal, hey, are you okay? Give them a little shake, right? And then we want to check for breathing and a pulse. And then call 911 and go get the AED. So how it should look is just right here. Hey, are you okay? And I put my hand on the chest and the belly to feel for the rise and the fall of the chest. I don't feel that. I check for the pulse, call 911, go get the AED, and now I'm going to start compressions. Did I answer that question? Yes. All right. Now, some of you may heard of look, listen, and feel. That's where we get our ears down to that nose and feel for the breath, right? That's why I want you to put your hand on their chest and on their belly for that rise and fall. A lot of people say, well, why the belly? Well, I am a belly breather. If I lay on my back, my belly goes up and down more than my chest. So then we start compressions. So what do we do for compressions? Anybody know?
Brittany's the expert here.
Uh-oh,
Go ahead, Britt.
But, well, I feel like I learned to check the airway first, tilt the head back before you do anything like that.
All right, so what we're going to do is compressions only CPR.
Okay.
Right, we're staying away from that family tree.
What if you have like one of the mouthpieces with your AED? Still no.
I recommend compressions only CPR. And the reason being it's been found very successful. There's enough oxygen in your blood to sustain life.
Even like with grounding or?
That's different.
Okay.
Yeah, hopefully no one drowns in here.
Yeah.
Right, yeah.
I think I'm just thinking like overall, like learning CPR for, I had to do CPR on our son.
Sure.
So it's like, for me, the first thing I did was give him breaths.
Yes.
Before I did compressions.
So let's clear that up. We're only talking about adult CPR right now.
Okay.
And as we move on to children and other, it'll be a little bit different. Okay? Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Adult only CPR. But when we do compressions only CPR, we're creating what we call a suction per se on the lungs, because we have our chest, right, our rib cage, we have our heart, and then we have lungs underneath. And what we're doing is compressing those lungs and we're creating a suction, so they're breathing in that room air, and the room air is better than what we would be breathing into. And so we want to get to 3 R's. And the 3 R's is the right rate. That's 100 to 120 beats per minute. So that's how we're pounding on that chest, 120 beats per minute. Right? So that's the right rate. And then the right depth is 1 to 2 inches. So we're going to go 1 to 2 inches on that chest. You're going to feel snap, crackle, and pop. That's not Rice Krispie treats. You're breaking the ribs. If you don't break the ribs, you're probably not deep enough. Right? Sometimes you hear it, feel it. Sometimes it's both. All right? That's the gruesome part of it. But what's our options? Ha ha! Yes, death. Holy shnikes, right? So it's death. I break your ribs, you're not feeling it, or I die, right? So breaking those ribs, I'm getting the right depth, and then we want to do the right recoil. And what the right recoil is allowing that heart to fill all the way up with blood. So think about this, is if this is your heart, and this is blood, I squeeze it all the way, all the blood comes out, right? We want to get it to the brain. There's 2 things we want to keep alive, is our brain, so our brain can tell our heart to beat, and our heart has to beat to keep the brain alive. And so we squeeze all that blood out, it goes up to our brain to keep that brain alive, to tell the heart to beat. And then we let all the way up, and the heart fills all the way back up. Now, if we don't allow the heart to fill all the way back up, we're not getting that blood to the brain. That's why I love these mannequins here. What you're going to see is that blood flow from the heart, come through the neck, all the way to the brain. We call it getting the forehead red. And now, with that being said, when you guys are about to see it, it does not happen in real life, okay? For some reason, almost every other CPR class, they say, hey, does that happen in real life? I'll tell you no, that's not going to happen. All right? We got the 3 R's. So what's the 3 R's?
The rate, the proper rate,
What's the right rate?
120
Staying
beats
alive.
per minute.
You can see that, yes.
That's
You
the
can
only
sing
way
that
I
song
know.
if you want. 100 to 120 beats per minute. What's the next R?
Right depth.
1 to 2
The right
inches.
depth, yep, 1 to 2 inches. And then the third one.
Break the ribs.
That's the right depth, but the right recoil, allowing that to bounce all the way back up, right? And so now let's talk about hand placement. And so we give those, remember we're not at a Jane Fonda video, right? We're not doing push-ups. We want to lock our elbows, interlace our fingers, use this bone on their bone. If you feel right here, there's a little soft spot on you. That's called the xiphoid process. And right up above about 1 or 2 inches of that xiphoid process is where you want this bone on their bone, all right? So these have real xiphoid processes. You can feel right there, about 1 to 2 inches, this bone on here. We want to be straight up and down. We're interlocked, right? That's not the Jane Fonda. We're not at a Richard Simmons contest. And we want to give compressions, all right? 100.
Okay, conjack me.
Now, where are you at?
Just drink it kinetic.
No.
Well, you better go get one because you're going to need the energy.
I already know.
You're gonna be pumping.
All right, just to
Pumping
show you how
blood.
these
Yeah,
mannequins
bro.
work, you see how that blood will come up. So when you're doing that compression,
You're losing him. You're
Yeah.
losing him.
let me do it right if you want me to. So here you have that blood come up, and then you see how it's going up to the neck, right? And so then we'll get that forehead red. See how the forehead's red? That's us getting the blood to the brain. And that's a perfect compression for you. All right? So let's do this. Let's, and remember, you can do CPR on either side of the mannequin. All right? They are mannequins, not dummies. They're sensitive. We call them dummies. Things will start going haywire. So let's do this. Let's just get the forehead red for about 5 to 6 seconds.
Going in?
There she goes.
I'm going in.
Are you gonna check?
remember-
Are you gonna check to see if he's unconscious first?
Yeah, sir.
You
Sir.
didn't tell me to call 911.
Yeah, call 911.
Go ahead and start from the
Making me
beginning.
nervous.
Oh, make sure they're unresponsive.
So, you okay?
There you go.
Come on.
Are you good?
Here we go. Now check for breathing. Check for breathing.
We gotta check for breathing.
No, stay away from Pamela Anderson. Her hands on her.
I did that. I thought I was doing it wrong.
Oh, okay.
Come on.
You're losing him.
Huh?
There's no blood to the head.
Right there.
Okay.
It's not going up.
Get the AED.
Okay. Stay alive? Is that what the song
You
is?
can if you want. Slow down there, Jackrabbit. Slow down. Slow down.
Jackrabbit.
We're supposed to go back.
Nope.
Look, his head's not lighting up.
All the way up. All the way up. Up. Don't stop. Nope. Put this.
We're losing him. We're losing him.
Every class is different.
Oh my gosh, look at you. Slow down there. Slow down. Slow down there. You get speeding tickets, don't you?
No.
Your driver's license suspended, isn't it?
No.
Oh, I don't know.
Rachel's got it. Look at that.
There you
forehead.
go. All right, just about 5 seconds. Becky, you can jump up.
Jackie, let me see if I can resuscitate this guy. Look at that. Look at that.
Oh, we got a professional.
Every rib is broken.
I mean, I killed the guy inside, but
That's what you want. Touch the floor.
you need to go down like a ½ inch more. It's not the
You're gonna
speed.
break her arm.
It's not the speed. It's the.
Break
There you
my
go.
arm.
Look at you go.
You
Down
got it.
farther.
Yep, you're good.
Feel it like
You're good. Just for a few seconds. You'll get about 1,000 pumps to the chest, so you'll be experts.
There.
All the way up. All the way up.
Trying to go too fast.
You're close. You'll get it plenty.
She
You'll
might
get
have to
plenty.
go mouth to mouth. I have a feeling
Oh, we did that in that class, mouth to mouth.
that's a different class.
Yeah.
There you go.
Becky's got
There
it.
you go.
I'm gonna be on the floor next to him.
Yeah, that's true.
So is there any indication on a real human that you're doing it wrong? Because this, you know, their heads don't light up.
Right, and so that's where we want to
So right
create.
there, Jackie would assume she's doing it right, but blood's not going to the brain.
Correct.
So how do you tell on a real human that you're doing it properly?
There isn't really a way unless they come up, and that's what. Yeah, it's practice. So what we're trying to do is create a muscle memory here. We'll keep doing CPRs
Linda.
over
Got it,
and
Linda?
over.
Linda's so delicate, but she's doing it.
That's good. Well, thank you.
Look good.
Yeah, see, it's hard.
Slow down a little bit.
I'm not getting it.
Just slow down.
Just too fast.
Slow down.
There we go.
There it
There you
is.
go. All
I
right.
just started with staying alive,
Yeah.
staying alive. That's the beat.
Two people was in the standing when I came back here.
Yeah, I can go do it. What nuts are they?
That's 1 and 2.
All right. So Roman asked, "Hey, is there any way to tell if you're doing a wrong compression?" What we're trying to do is create a muscle memory here. On a real life person, it's not going to have the lights and stuff, right? And so remember this, something.
A lot different.
Yeah, well, these are probably the most realistic you're going to get on
Right.
CPR, but you're not going to have the lights. But remember this, something is better than nothing, right? Any way to tell that you're wrong, you know, going too fast, but we're trying to create that muscle memory. You're getting about 1,000 compressions today, and then you're going to know what it feels like, all right? And then once you know what it feels like, you're going to be there. Now, what's going to happen is you're going to say this as, how am I going to remember? I may not do this for 2 years, right? So how would I know? It's a chip we're planting in your database, is what I call it. You're going to know. You may not feel comfortable after we leave, but believe me, when it happens, you're going to be okay, all right?
Is there a scenario where you don't break somebody's rib and they resist, they come back? No.
No, we should be breaking ribs. Yeah.
Wow. I didn't know that was a thing.
Yeah.
This is the first time I've ever done this in my life. I'm trying to ask the most random questions.
Yeah,
So
you're
you
okay.
actually, you break rib, have
Yes.
to,
Yes.
just to get that heart completely
Yep.
compressed.
Yep.
Fragile.
Remember, they don't feel anything. They don't feel anything at all, right? Yes, we'll talk about that.
That's why they're boxing you, dude.
Let's talk about they don't wake up. Can they come sue us?
That's a good question. I guess with the Good Samaritan law, probably not, right?
No, they can't, right? It's Good Samaritan law. Basically, you're acting in good faith,
Well,
right?
if they don't wake up, how can they see you?
Well, the family member. So, you're protected in the state of Ohio as long as you stay within your scope of care.
What happens if we're out of the state of Ohio?
Almost every state has the Good Samaritan law, and it falls under the same thing nowadays. 10 years ago, that wasn't the case, right? Yeah. All right, so now let's talk about this. We go in and we say, oh, that's Bob. I never liked Bob. Where's the light switch? Right? Now you're not protected because you just abandoned that patient, right? Now there's times where you're just going to freeze and nothing's going to happen. That's not abandonment. They want to get the people that are doing it intentionally, right? That's what they want. Now, let's talk about, we go in, we find him unresponsive. Hey, are you okay? No, he's not okay. Right? That's assault.
You didn't do what you're supposed to do.
Yeah, so you didn't do that scope of care. Any other questions or great questions?
Does the rib scenario apply to everybody? As like the youth, teenagers, children? Are they more flexible? Or are they all?
No, we'll talk about children and the ribs here. Children are going to be different. They're green sticks. You ever seen a green stick has tried to break it? That's what the kid's bones are. And it's going to be a lot harder. You're not probably going to break a kid's ribs.
Like
right?
teenagers,
Yeah.
They're gonna break as well.
Yeah. Talking.
It's so normal for him. Yeah, you just break them.
The first time you do it, you're gonna be ugh, right? So as we go on, we're gonna try to hit that right rate, and we'll try to accelerate this a little bit. So what I want you to do, we're gonna have one person on this side, one person on that side, and one person is gonna do compressions only, and the other person is gonna count. We're gonna time for 1 minute. And so how many compressions should we get?
120.
Yeah, 100 to 120. Right? So let's go ahead. And if they don't count, that person is going to be very angry at you because they have to do it again.
Oh my gosh.
I mean,
Yeah, go ahead.
All right, go ahead and start from the beginning.
sir, you okay? Hello? Call 911, Becky. I'm going in.
111. Down, now, breather. Yes.
Your watch. I thought your watch was gonna call 911.
Oh God.
So you can sing the song Staying Alive, or 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and...
It's actually tiring.
That's
Good luck,
30
Jackie.
seconds. We got 30 more seconds.
What? She said a
Oh
minute.
wait,
Lying to me.
we lost him.
Dang it. He was almost there.
We're halfway through. Brittany, you're counting, right?
No. I didn't know I was supposed to be counting.
Yeah.
Linda, are you
He's doing
counting?
good compressions because he has a forehead red.
How long does it take
Stop.
normally?
I'm gonna need CPR after I'm done.
Yeah,
Oh,
like,
jeez. So the actual average for EMS to get here is 6 minutes and 23 seconds.
and that's why you have the AED, so you're not doing this for 6 minutes, right?
No, you are.
You'll actually be chest keep.
Yeah.
So you're keeping the human alive until they get there.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, we'll talk about that here soon.
Okay.
How'd everybody do?
Everybody, these two had great forehead red. How many?
We got 130.
All right. All right, so we just slow it down. I'm not worried about speed because I teach you how to cheat it soon. So let's go ahead and switch. Don't start until I tell you so we get a good time.
You want to straddle him? I feel like you'd be better. Is that an actual
No.
compression?
That's how we go to jail.
Sexual harassment CPR.
I was just trying to bring him back. All right, good
All right,
luck.
ready, begin.
Come on, Linda.
There she goes. There, 12 seconds.
There you go.
I'm worn out.
Slow down. There we go.
There it is.
Almost there, 10 seconds.
Come on, you're letting him die.
I think I like the breathing one better.
All right, stop. What did we have?
Everybody
115.
died. Everybody died.
What did Eddie have?
Tiring, isn't it?
Eddie, what did Eddie have?
Hard on my knee.
112.
112.
We're supposed to be counting.
I know, I forgot to count. He was counting.
You were good before they were good most of the time. All right, so we go ahead. We have 2 more, right?
Yeah.
So we have 2 more. While they're doing compressions, Jason, you'll time them. All right, and then you guys can listen and do compressions at the same time. Go ahead and start from the beginning.
Doesn't matter.
Yep, there we go. Hey, are you okay?
Hey, can you call 911?
Oh,
I've been watching these for
that's a really
since my daughter was 4 and she's 10 now.
Oh, thanks so much.
you.
Welcome. And my mom just sent me to Indianapolis to pick this dog up. I'm from Pasadena, Maryland.
That's a very cute dog, that's for sure.
So cute.
If it's unsafe, EMS gets there. The AED will stop compressions and then begin again, or they come alive. Right? That's when we're going to stop this compressions. So we're going to continually do those compressions until one of those things happen.
Pulse, we check their pulse.
Oh, yeah.
And say always watch your thumb, because your thumb has a pulse.
Is there any pulse, Jackie?
No, he's... Call 911. 911! I said 11. Just gonna wear me out.
You ready to start?
Yep.
All right, go. A little deeper. Are you counting?
Why can't I get it?
3.
Go slower.
Let it come all the way up.
All the way up. So close.
Break his rib, Jackie. You gotta go down a little harder.
Touch the floor.
I'm trying to do this right.
Lean
Straddle him, Jackie.
Oh no.
Slow down. Don't find it.
How'd you do, Linda?
Come all the way up.
There we go.
There it is.
3, 4.
5 more minutes.
So we talked about when we stop, right? And we talked about when EMS comes here. And in the national average, roughly around 6.5 minutes. And so that's what you're going to experience now, is when EMS comes, all right? Or before EMS comes, that's 6 minutes. That's what you're going to experience, okay? So what we'll do is go ahead and get one person on each mannequin, and we'll start CPR.
You want me to go first? 6 minutes, huh?
Yep. Go ahead and start from the beginning.
Luckily, we're all together, so we can switch off. We can give each other a break.
Okay, so,
Hey, are you okay? Give them a shake.
yo, dude, you don't look so hot. You good? I just got sued for that. Wait for the breathing. No breathing. Check the pulse, right?
Yep.
Somewhere around here.
Yep.
There's no pulse. Call 911.
And get the AED.
And get the AED.
Go ahead and begin if you're ready.
I'm gonna be honest. I think I got this.
Yeah, you do.
I just
Watch him, how he's doing. That's right, we're doing.
smoked like 50 packs a day.
He just got it.
One thing we can't simulate today is adrenaline. Has anybody been down the highway and going about 90 mile an hour past a cop?
Heck yeah.
We've all been there, right? And the first thing we do is, oh shit, our heart starts beating real fast, we start sweating, we have difficulty breathing, right? We think we're having the big one, and then we look in the back rear view mirror and he doesn't come out, right? And for the next 3 miles, we go the speed limit. Yeah. And so what that is that is a short, or that is a large burst of adrenaline for a short period of time. And what you'll have here is a large burst of adrenaline for a long period of time. And so the things that we're not simulating, you're getting tired in about 3 minutes. You won't be tired on a real event in about 3 minutes. You're going to be a superhero. If you need a break, ask if they're certified. If they're not certified, teach them how to do those 3 R's. Okay? And everybody's certified, so we're not going to worry about it. You just say, hey, On 3, we're going to switch. 1, 2, 3, switch.
Okay, on 3, we're gonna switch.
Okay.
Are you certified?
Yep.
It's supposed to be the other way around.
Am I certified?
Are you certified?
I'm certified.
Okay, on 3 we're gonna switch. Ready?
Yep.
1, 2, 3.
So that was 3 minutes and 15 seconds. Slow down a little.
This is really cool. I mean, this is like, I've never done this in my life, which is crazy to me. I've always wanted to. There it is.
4 minutes.
How long did she do that for?
You can switch on and off as many times as you want. But that's no good right there.
What was that, 2 minutes?
I need a break.
Oh yeah, she did it for 2.5 minutes. And that's normal.
So 2.5 minutes is a long time.
It's like,
Yes. You did it for 3:14.
you last longer than me.
He's dead. This building. Too fast. Slow down.
Good job, Becky.
Back?
Yeah.
That was 5 minutes and 32 seconds. Living in a rural environment is going to be a lot longer.
Yeah, I'm sure hearing those sirens coming is a relief.
Yeah. How many compressions do you think you did?
5 minutes, gotta be 600.
Yeah. Pretty close, right? We're at 600 or 700 right now, just depending on how many you did. All right. All right. So let's talk about the AED. Is our heart beating or not beating when the AED zaps you? Not beating. And that's why a lot of people think that it's not beating. I mean, it actually is beating. So here's my example. Remember, I'm a dumb old fireman. Rats ran out of buildings I ran into for 25 years, so I'm not bright. So I have to understand things a little bit different than most people, right? So here's our heart beating right now, right? Now I'm a little high strung, as you can see. My heart's probably beating like this a little bit, right? But I'm gonna go with your guys' heart. It's beating nice and easy, just like this, right? That blood's getting to my brain, right? My brain's telling my heart to beat. I'm getting enough oxygen everywhere I need. And so what happens on a cardiac related event, sometimes it stops. When it stops beating, we're not getting any blood, right? Sometimes on a cardiac event, when it starts to beat, it gets confused and it starts beating confused, right? And so what happens when we put that AED on, it zaps you, right? It gives you a shock. Bam, stops the heart in hopes that it resets itself. So anytime it's doing a compression, it's telling you to do compressions, the heart is stopped and you are the heartbeat. When you stop compressions and it says no shock advised, the heart didn't restart. So maybe you're doing compressions, right? You stop, it's now confused. It zaps it, stops the heart, and it says begin compressions. What happened?
Heart didn't start beating again.
Yeah, the heart didn't reset itself, right? And so that's what the AED there is to do, is reset that heart to make it. And how it works is it's firefighter friendly. If a fireman can use it, anyone can. It gives you instructions. So what do you think the most common mistake people make with an AED?
They don't turn.
True. What's that? Actually, no, it's actually easy. It's for pictures. So most people put it on right. They forget to turn it on.
Adult patient.
That's
if
what
the
people
patient
do,
is a child,
right?
press the child button.
And so now we just listen.
Remove clothing from the patient's chest.
Whatever
Remove
the AED
packet
tells
and
us is
apply
what we're going
pads
to
onto
do.
patient's bare skin. Apply pads as shown in the pictures.
I'm just going to stop it right there. So it'll repeat that for 3 minutes. It knows when these pads are on and when they're off. It'll repeat that for 3 minutes. So it says, hey, they're having a problem. Something is wrong with these pads. They're not on. It'll tell you to begin CPR. And so you just start beginning CPR, all right? And so then, when these pads are on, it'll tell you they're on. And where they go, look at the picture. One goes here and one goes here. And we want to get that shock across the heart. And so, remember, cut off clothing. Please don't do that today to anybody. We don't have an HR department here, right? Get a little bit of trouble on that one, right? I recommend if they have jewelry or necklace, just go ahead and rip it off. And I say break it.
What's the disadvantage of the jewelry? Messes with the shock?
Yeah. Son of a, right?
What if the patient has a wire bra?
Cut it off.
Okay.
Right, if they have a scar, surgery be about 1 to 2 inches away. right? We said that they're sweating, right? A cardiac event, they're sweating. So in your AED, you'll have a paper towel. They call it a medical towel. Wipe the sweat off. Please don't wipe here and here. You're not washing them, and I've seen that in places, right? There also has a razor, so if they look like Chewbacca, right? We want to shave where these patches go, because then it'll just stick to the hair. We need it to stick to the skin. And again, please only shave where the patches go. I have been in places where they're shaving here, right? I'm like, great, he looks really good. I hope he didn't pay for that, but we can just put the patches on here. If they're in standing water, remove them from standing water. If it's damp, like the parking lot's probably damp right now, you're okay now on today's technology. You can zap them right there. It's okay, all right? So we're just going to put those pads on here and here, and we're going to listen to the AED and do what it tells us to do. All right?
What if they have like a pacemaker that might not be working? Or...
So the pacemaker's probably going to be on this side,
okay,
and so the AEDs go here. Now there are some which nobody should be alive per the manufacturer. There are some that are over here. Oh. All right? And remember, we're just talking adult. As soon as we're done with this, we'll get straight to the smokers. So one thing I want to talk about is when we do the compressions only CPR, you think about times that you had to fix it. Think about 30 compressions and then 2 breaths, giving 30 compressions and 2 breaths. By the time you fix that compression, right, those 3 R's, you're giving 2 breaths. And so now you're back on compressions, and then you get it, and then you get it fixed, and then you're giving 2 breaths, right? And so that's what some of the studies have shown, and this is the reason why I like it, is that full minute of compressions only, you're able to have time to fix that, right? Oh, wait a minute, I'm going too fast. Oh, I'm going too slow, right? And so that full minute there, that 6 minutes, you have a lot of time, so you're getting effective compressions. And that's what they're finding out, is that 30 to 2, sometimes we're not getting full effective compressions, and those are super, super important.
How long can somebody go with a bad compression? You know, if you're doing it for 10 seconds bad, you know?
Something's better than nothing. You know, what the studies say, I really don't know on that.
So even a bad compression is probably sending some type of oxygen to the brain,
yes,
a little bit.
Yes.
How much time do you have to do whatever you need to do to...
So that's a great question. So they want you to give CPR to 1 to 2 minutes, and then go get the AED. Right, so you find someone unresponsive here, and this facility is great because you can put it anywhere. Mm-hmm. All right, so you find someone unresponsive here, we give them the Narcan, they don't come up, so we know it's a cardiac event. We do compressions 1 to 2 minutes, and then we go get the AED, put it on, and start all over, and hopefully we can call 911 at that point. And with today's technology, you can call 911 and put them on speaker, and they're going to direct everything to do. Right, they're there for you as well. All right, so let's start placing the AED on there. Okay, so we'll do this as partners because I'm nice.
We're gonna start at the beginning?
Yep,
Very beginning?
all the way at the beginning.
All right, me and Jackie got this.
You guys will be third to start. They'll start first.
You alright?
Yep, hold up, let them start first. Yep, you'll
Okay.
see why in a minute.
Oh, okay, he's not breathing. Call 911, get the AED.
Man, this is calm.
Now am I supposed to immediately start the compressions?
Yes, ma'am. Just like we did, yep. She was nice and calm.
She really was getting relaxed.
Yeah?
Yeah.
No, I would not.
I feel like you would be.
Don't lie! All right, the AED's there. Linda?
AED.
AED's there.
Adult patient. If the patient is a child, press the child button. Remove clothing from the patient's chest. Remove packet and apply pads onto patient's bare skin.
See the picture where the pad goes, right?
Apply pad as shown in the picture.
Do I keep doing compressions?
Yep, just a little bit quicker.
Remove packet and apply pads onto patient's bare skin. Apply pad. Press pads firmly on skin. Apply pads as shown in the pictures. Apply pad. Press pads firmly on skin.
Going.
Do not touch the patient.
All right, so
Analyzing heart rhythm.
Do not touch, analyzing.
Shock
Make
advised.
sure we're not touching.
Do not touch the
All
patient.
clear?
Everyone clear.
Clear.
So you're the
Press
charge
the
lady,
flashing
so
shock
before you
button.
push that, ask her if she's clear.
Are you
Press
clear?
the shock button
And then visually
now.
walk.
Quickly.
Press
Hit
the
it,
shock
hit it.
button.
You have 4 seconds.
Shock
All right.
delivered.
So this is a good time to
All right, next
switch.
two can start.
Begin
So go ahead.
CPR.
You guys hear that clicking on the AED? That's your rate. So remember I told you I'd teach you how to cheat that rate? You go with the clicking.
That's up and down.
Now we don't have to worry with it. Yep.
It is exhausting.
I know. I knew you guys were
I see it. Like that forehead up.
30. Give 2 breath. 10.
Oh yeah, that's so much better.
Yep.
See, she's already learning.
There you go.
She's got it. You guys ever think this is what we'd be doing at the laundromat?
Don't stop. Don't stop.
30. Give 2 breath.
How many cycles they got?
I need to switch my hands.
Did I say this is right?
Oh yeah.
10. 10. 30. Go faster.
Oh my gosh.
30.
I'm gonna be on the floor next to him in a minute.
If you need a break, or tell somebody you need a break. You have 2 people watching. 1, 3. Ready?
30. Give 2 breath. 10.
Remember when we switch on 3? 1, 2, 3.
20.
Switch.
Take over.
She's like, not really.
30. Give 2
No, let
breath.
Brittany come down.
30.
Yeah, Britt, help me. You're certified.
Not yet, technically. Switch
Okay.
on 3?
On 3. 1, 2, 3.
Yeah, you stop.
20.
What do you do in a situation where everyone around you thinks you're doing it wrong?
30. Give 2 breath.
Let them do it.
I mean, like if there's a crowd of people, and they're like, you're doing it wrong, you're not doing it right, but you are doing it right. What do you do?
Don't listen, just do it. Yeah, just do it.
I feel like that would be a realistic situation.
Yeah, you have a bunch of Sunday morning quarterbacks, but they're not helping. They want to tell you someone how to do it. Yeah, it happens all the time. Right?
So just do what you know.
Yeah.
Just stick to it.
Yep. That's your gut feeling. You have your gut feeling, you have your training, just keep doing it. We about did that, what, 6-7 minutes, Jason? That's 3 cycles at least. So again, another 700 compressions right there.
I feel the rhythm.
You'll be walking around going, all day today.
I switched hands that time.
Did you do better? I did
did
better
better
with
on
my
this
left
side.
hand.
I did better on this side.
I did perfect with both, so.
I did better on this.
All right, so now we're going to have Jason. He's going to talk about the little people. All right? And remember this, on adult, it's more likely a cardiac arrest happening, right? On infants, little people, I call them, the little guys and gals, they go in response to if they're choking or they have a heart-related incident or a drowning, if something helps it as well, right? We have cardiac events because our age, our health, and those types of things, okay? So let Jason take over.
As he said, or like chronic health conditions with kids too. I mean, there's a lot of special need kids around. I say that they're prone to these kind of events. So the difference between a pediatric and a child and adult, anybody want to take any guesses, like size-wise, what we're looking at?
Probably over 90, over 80.
So for infant to child is approximately 1 year, about 21 pounds. So 10 kilos, 21 pounds. A child to adult, we're going to make that determination at puberty. So puberty hits different kids, different ages these days. I mean, it could be 8 years old, it could be 14, so that's our kind of our break. About 40 kilos, which would be about 88, 90 pounds. One of the biggest differences with the children and infants is we still do breaths. So if you're by yourself, we're going to do 30 compressions and 2 breaths. If we have a partner, it's 15 and 2. So we're still going to breathe for the infants. I mean, that's the key. The compression rate will still be the same, 100 to 120. We're looking at 1.5 inches or 1/3 of the thickness of their body is our compression depth. So with the child, we're going to use our heel, and we're just going to use the heel of our hand. We're not going to do 2 hands, or just the heel, and the placement is the same place with the xiphoid process, and just use the heel of your hand to push down. With children, with infants, we use 2 fingers, and we're going to use the same landmarks, the xiphoid process. We're just going to use 2 fingers. We're going to want to support the head and the neck, and then same thing, we're just going to 2 fingers is all we have to do. And then when we breathe for an infant, we're not going to give them a big breath like one of our we're just going to a little tiny, because their lungs are tiny, and we don't want to cause an overexpansion.
Chest rise, right?
Yeah, just see the chest rise, because we don't want to create an overexpansion issue.
And the other way, instead of 2 fingers, is the way I like. The 2 fingers, sometimes you can give a deeper compression. You ask if it's going to break, it's green stick. We're not breaking ribs at this point, all right? Is we support that head here, and we get the thumbs, all right? I like this way because I've seen people do compressions like this. Now look, right? My thumbs are only so strong. I'm going to be able to give that nice compression with that thumb by supporting that head. And why would a baby have a cardiac event? What we want to do is we take that baby like this, we support it here, right? You can give that compression that way if you want, or here, and then you take it, that airway here, you turn it over, give it some pats on the so the breathing, right? And that's how you can control that. See how he's fitting it in his arm? If 911 comes and she's holding this baby and it is doing nothing, and maybe she's doing CPR or whatever, the first thing that we're going to do is grab this baby from the mom, right? What should that baby do? Cry, because it knows me, and look at my ugly mug, right? I saw you laughing at me. I'm glad I'm not a snowflake. And so when that baby starts to cry, we allow it to cry all the way, and moms get upset at us. I've probably had most of my complaints from moms being upset because I grabbed their kid and I just let their kid cry. We want that kid crying all the way to the hospital. If it's crying, what's it doing? It's moving air, right? If it's moving air, we're happy, right? Sometimes we'll do a little flick on the bottom of the foot or something to get it to cry again, because then we're happy, right? Now I've had it where, don't let me take it, right? Can I go ahead and see? Can I see? And then we're,
My baby.
and that's what so what would you guys do then, right? Explain to them at that point.
So with the child, I would say with the infant, we can hold it right. With the child, we need to get the child on the ground on a hard surface to do CPR. As I say, if you can't do CPR in a bed or in a chair or in a couch, it has to be on a hard surface. So with the child, we want to get them on the ground as well.
But the table's good?
With the child?
Yeah, for here. The table's good.
It's not optimal.
Okay, so you still want the floor?
Yeah, I say just because remember our positioning of our body. So if we're using a table, we're not getting a good downward push. AEDs do have pads for infants. They'll say right there on the pad, infant, and it'll give you a size like 0 to 10 kilos. We'll just practice on this real quick. This one, the lights are in its belly. If you're doing it correctly, you'll get 2 green lights. We only have one of these, so we'll just take turns and we'll start down here.
Just pass it right down. Yep. You guys can feel the difference on these small preemies if you want, and you just pass them down. And
Yeah, we just did this. We just had to do this on Knox, actually.
Oh.
Last year, well,
It's been 2 years.
2 years.
now.
He just
Had a seizure.
seizured, went purple and blue, and just
Wasn't breathing after a seizure.
terrifying. She started CPR with 911 on the call.
I had to give him breaths and like maybe 2 compressions, but he started crying.
I saw him like move for a second, and I kind of didn't believe my eyes.
They said just his fever.
She was a
Like-
febrile seizure.
Yeah.
Yeah, they acted like that happens all the time.
Yeah, when
They're actually don't call them seizures, call them a tremor. Because if a person has seizures, it's going to be very hard for him to get a driver's license. So when you do his medical stuff, they know he had a febrile tremor,
Okay.
right? Because if you have seizures, it's very hard to get your driver's license. You have to be seizure-free for so long. But if it's
yeah, it's
febrile
only ever
tremor,
happened once.
yeah. So what happens there is that temperature went so high so quick, it just basically put him in a tremor. And so one thing that we can do there is wrap some towels and some ice and put it in his groin and under his armpits.
Yeah.
Right, and get that fever down.
That's what they told us at the hospital. That's why I was like, I did compressions. Like I still want him to be seen, so we drove
absolutely.
to Children's. But Ian met like
They were like, he's fine, you can stay home.
Yeah.
I was like, let's stay home. She's like, no, we're going to the hospital.
Yeah.
And they said the same thing. They were like, how old is he? Yeah, it's normal.
Yep.
I was like, what?
Yeah.
Nobody told me that.
Yeah. Why don't they train us when we have a child to be able to do this on your own children?
So now, like
Like this
Yeah.
should be something in the hospital or
I
like.
totally agree. They do offer, some hospitals do offer it, but it's not mandated.
How's it feel?
Yeah.
Better than an adult.
Can't hold an adult in your hands like that.
No, you can't.
Yeah, I feel like the compression rate and all that, like all that stuff goes out the window. And it was like when it was time, it was like all I was seeing to see if
Fits
its
better.
chest filled up with air and
Very hard to break kids' bones.
Yeah.
Very.
Oh, rubber bands.
Remember, if you have adult patches, you can put one on the chest and one on the back.
So this
yeah, I didn't even tell him to get.
This
the
is
AED.
done
I
even
didn't
if the
Yeah, it wouldn't have zapped him. It wouldn't.
like if this child choked on something, right? You
Yeah.
still do chest
You
compression.
still, yep.
He's not breathing on his nose,
Yeah, we're
right?
going to go over choking here in a second.
All right.
But yeah, so just put that face. Remember how I flipped over? So you're like this. So now just flip that baby over here and give the back blows.
Yep.
Yep.
Downward.
Like
Yep, downwards. Yep.
How hard? Pretty hard?
Yeah.
Yeah.
You have to force enough air. I don't want to do this.
Wait. Yeah, this is how big Knox was when he went unconscious. He was purple. You should change the color to purple on this thing.
Yeah.
All right.
Yep, so you just take your 2 fingers.
Yeah, I know.
Yep. Yep. You get 2 green lights.
Yeah. Okay,
2
now.
green lights. There you go.
Doing great.
Try your thumbs. Now try your thumbs.
My thumbs.
Support this way.
Oh, okay.
Sorry, I didn't do that.
Yeah, try that.
Thick chest here now.
One too, and Roman's like, no.
Got it.
So let's use that bone again, which we haven't talked about choking, but it's the same way. Use that bone, right?
More of a hit than a smack.
More than a break your finger. Okay.
Peeling that garden hose down and the water's not going through, the air's not going through. That's the same thing with that head being tilted
I like
back.
the thumbs better.
Me too. So what they'll do is, you're doing those compressions, right? And you broke their ribs and they can't feel it, but now all of a sudden they're awake and they feel it. And so a lot of times what they'll do is grab right there, right? And they'll start making those noises and everything else that you guys said they could do. A lot of times they'll grab because they want you to stop that because it hurts them now, right? So what do we do for that person that's alive? Now they're alive, right? We save them.
You have to keep them calm.
Right? We want to put them in what we call a recovery position. And Jason, you mind laying on the floor here? Don't ask these people.
It's clean in here, so it's okay.
But when we do the licking of the floor, we'll put you into it.
No.
I'm always cleaning here, Jackie.
All right? So we put him in the recovery position. His hands are down because that's how we done CPR. And so, Linda, I'm going to have you put him in the recovery position. Yep, that's you. I saw it on your name tag. Your little name tag got me this time.
Come on, Linda.
All right, there we go. Come on up here. And we want to roll them on their left side. So the first thing we want to do is take their right arm and put right here like this. Yep, kind of sort of. Now we take their right heel and put up by the bum. Please don't insert. That'll hurt.
Put it where?
Yep, bend it by a knee. Yep, bend it by his knee. Yep, put it all the way up there. Yep. And then take his left arm and put up above his head. And we can do this all on one side if we would like. Totally up to you. All right, go on this side.
Take your time,
As long as
Linda.
I don't have to get down on my knee, I'm fine.
And then just slowly roll him over. I teach the recovery position, I roll away, because if they do throw up, those gifts that, yep, just like that, we don't want him on his belly. The gifts that keep giving go this way and not to me. Some people will teach roll them right to you so they don't go all the way over, but then I get thrown up on. If I throw up, get thrown up on, they're getting thrown up on. I'll tell you that, right? So how we would do that, thank you so much. So we had him here, right? Just take this here, put this up. We actually wouldn't have to leave this side. Slowly roll him over. And now he's in that recovery position, and that's where we'll leave him. All right?
Is there a difference between left side, right side?
Yep. And so here's how I explain left side and right side. We look at our heart's on our left side, right? If I would roll them on my right side, and this is how I explain it, remember I'm a dumb old fireman, that our heart is over here, this is stressed, right? This whole cavity, broken ribs, the heart just went through some stuff. And so here, if I'm laying on the right side, I'm pumping that heart has to pump uphill. And so therefore, it's making it work harder. On the left side, it's all pulled right there, and the heart's then pumping downhill. Therefore, the heart doesn't have to work as hard. That's the recovery position. Right. Any
So the heart
questions?
really is on the left side.
Just a little bit. Yep, right here. Yep.
So many people say it's in the middle. It's in the middle.
It's offset just a little.
Just a little bit.
Just a little bit.
More left than right.
Any questions at all? All right, you guys need a 10-minute break? Any smokers? Roll some dudes, whatever we got to do.
There's people in assembly.
Okay, yeah, let's take about a 10-minute break. Is that okay?
Yeah.
All right, and then we'll get into first aid.
Cool.
Answer some more questions.
How are you doing, man?
No English. Espanol.
Okay. Okay.
Yes, sir. Y'all been doing good
I've
down
been
here?
trying to learn your Spanish. Say something to him.
It's true. It's true.
Estás aprendiendo su español.
He's trying to
Le ayudas.
Sí, claro.
I'm trying to think of. You just put me on the spot. I'm gonna go blank. Yeah. Nervous. I'm nervous.
Dile, hola, ¿cómo estás?
Hola, ¿cómo estás?
How are you?
What's up? Musto gusto.
Mucho
Musto gusto. Musto gusto. Yeah. Bienvenido.
Gracias.
You did it.
2 words, all right.
2 words.
Next year, coming next year, I'm gonna learn it.
¿Cómo es que vengas el día siguiente?
Oh, bueno.
Anything you need, signatures,
I wanted
photos.
signatures on the shirt from you and Brittany, and the
Right
cups.
here?
If y'all would sign all the cups, I'd
This is
appreciate
yours?
that too. Yes, sir.
Man, that's a good shirt.
Sir, I got lucky, man. It's my birthday, and
Jeez,
I came in.
happy
Everybody
birthday,
was here,
man.
Everybody.
Yeah, we're doing training today, so
It's always good to know CPR, man.
yeah, it is actually. Can't believe I never learned it.
I'll tell you what, I seen that trash can. First thing I thought about was Steve, man. I was like, oh Lord have mercy, man. I was like, what?
Yeah, that one will
What's
go.
that?
That one goes down in history around
Yes,
here.
sir. I ain't lying.
That's the way.
I'm sorry.
Throw a signature on here. Yeah, every single person on here.
You don't want to take it.
This one's fire. I love
I ain't
this
lying.
shit. I miss all the Dirty Mike content, man. That dang raccoon. I had to put up the vending machine, and that was the end of it. Never seen him again.
I was ready to see him in there too and everything.
I
All that
was
honey
so
and
excited.
I just knew they was gonna be there. But no, man, it broke my heart. We had to move the whole, or you had to move the whole thing. Not me. You had to move the whole thing. That broke my heart, man.
Yeah.
I watch y'all every day, man.
It's
It's
just-
like we're here with you.
You know, that's just classic Dirty Mike. You know? You offend me with this nice vending machine.
I had whole swinging hammocks and everything in there for him, man.
Thank you all so much.
Hey, you welcome.
Appreciate you. Safe travels.
He brought stuff in from the,
Yeah, well, now I have a lot in the
Okay.
container, so I don't have to go all the
Yeah.
way home.
and we stocked this.
All right, we were
We got-
taking a.
All these adult ones.
Oh, wait, you found adult?
Mm-hmm.
What?
Yep.
Large and extra large.
No, these are youth.
But I got,
those
we
are
got
you?
all these.
Yeah, look,
hats.
14, 16. That's a youth. I was gonna say, I don't think you had
They
it.
look pretty big.
Yeah, they look
Well,
big.
They look big.
maybe let people decide when they hold them up if it fits them or not.
But we got all the hats out.
Awesome. Thank you. Thank you. Man, I feel like I've been doing nothing but merch. Taking a quick 10-minute break. We're doing tourniquets. We're doing... Hopefully this is educational for you guys too. I want to, you know, on top of inspiring you guys, I want to teach. So what the heck is in Narcan?
Just a drug. I mean,
It's just, that's all we need to know.
yeah. It's naloxone hydrochloride, so that's what it is.
Is it work like a powerful sniffing salt or like?
It's just a spray. That's what I was going to show you here until my thumb slipped. That's the only one we have.
So it does, it blocks receptors in the brain.
Yeah, those antennas.
Yeah, so it blocks the drugs can't lock onto that receptor. It's just a, but yeah, it's the
It
easiest thing.
unclogs them. That's what I
It
say.
unclogs them.
Yeah, that's what I say. Same thing you're
I
saying.
didn't know if it was more of like just a punch, like just to shock you out of it. But
No.
that would be like a sniffing salt, right?
Yeah,
Like probably old school.
yeah.
And you guys used to use sniffing salts? So
Yeah.
You still do?
Oh yeah.
It's ammonia.
Yeah, that stuff was... Man, you remember that stuff we
Oh,
smelled?
yeah.
Whew! Yeah, I felt like for days I could...
So they make it in a wipe now too. You can buy like, you know, like a Clorox wipe that's ammonia. I mean, it's a wipe you can, that way when people are sick, you can clean their mouth off.
Wow.
Wake them up.
So here's the Narcan opened. There's no cap. There's no nothing to it. So I'm going to take this, put it up their nostril, right? Close the other one. Just spray it in, and it's going to spray, right? There's no smell. There's no oil. There's no nothing, right? If they don't come up, you know it's a cardiac emergency, right? If they do come up, you know it's an overdose incident. Some of the things that you can do to keep drug use here and overdoses down would be, like we talked about, Jason and I talked about, is putting a blue light in your bathroom. Therefore they can't, they've probably already have it in a liquid form. You put a blue light, they can't find their veins, right? So they're going to go somewhere else than where they can find their veins, right?
Wow.
They're going somewhere else.
Is there a particular bulb that you need to buy or just...
It's just a blue, is it blue or black?
Blue, it's blue.
Yeah, just a blue fluorescent light. Yeah, because you can get them at Home Depot.
Okay.
Yeah.
Ready?
put it
You
in.
got that?
Yeah, we found a needle in the parking lot
Yeah.
a couple days ago when I was cleaning up.
Yeah, so Jason's going to drop you off this spray. I probably should have brought it, but it's called BDAS. Everybody calls it badass. It's a biological decontamination accelerant spray. And they found out when the fentanyl hit that it does kill the fentanyl. It does take about 5 to 6 minutes with a booster of it, right? So you just spray it on and it kills it. I will tell you this, if you find any drugs, any needles of anything, there's fentanyl, right? And you don't know how much. So here's how people overdose on fentanyl is Just think of 1 grain of salt, how big of a grain of salt is. That's going to kill anyone in this room, right? It will not absorb through your skin unless you add bleach. And so that's the big people think is bleach kills everything, right? So I'm going to put bleach on it. So you clean up something, you find a drug bag, you find a needle, you put bleach on it, there's fentanyl. That will then create a chemical reaction absorbed through your skin. Right, so we don't want to do that.
So wait, so just touching fentanyl itself is not the problem?
It is a problem. That's where I'm headed is. Just touching is not going to absorb through your skin, but the problem is just touching that powder creates then a dust of powder, right? So if I put some flour here and I hit my hand here, it pushed, right? Same thing, disturbing that powder or that drug, you know, is going to create a cloud of it, and then we're going to breathe it in. So it is a problem by touching it. And that's where the bead-ass comes in. It's pretty easy. He's going to bring it next Wednesday for you guys. Cool. All right. You can get it. I'll tell you where you can get it. So basically, let's say you find a white package right here. It's a little baggie. You just take that. One, we should be calling the police. But before that, so nothing is disturbed with it, you take the bead ass and just spray it.
I wouldn't even touch it because the apartment next to me where I used to live, he overdosed. And they had to Narcan him, and when they went into his apartment, the fentanyl was all over the place, like on the coffee table and stuff. And the police told us, and my landlord came over and told her she was going to go in there and clean up, and the police said, no, you don't want to do that. You need to get professionals in here to clean this up because you don't know how dangerous that is.
Right.
So, yeah.
Here's how overdoses are happening. So let's take that grain of salt to a thing of pepper now. And we'll do pepper and flour, okay? The flour is cocaine, pepper is fentanyl. I have a pile of cocaine sitting here, and I'm a distributor. I'm dribbling it out in those little bags, right? I pour the fentanyl, the pepper, just like you pepper your chicken or you pepper your steak. You don't know how much pepper you have on that steak, right? You really can't see it. And what they do is they can't put 1 grain of salt will kill us, but 1 grain of salt for an addict, they're looking for a 3 to 5 grainer, right? That gets them high. And you take your drug and you get 0 high from it. You're looking for the ultimate high. I get you, you're like, okay. I get you, and you're like, whoa, this is great. Well, your guys' problem is, okay to pick on you a little bit, your guys' problem is you want her high. Right, so now
Jackie's got the good stuff.
You had 0, so you're going to take more. You may get three slices of pepper, right?
Yeah.
You had 2 slices, but you need 5 slices to get that high, right? And so the next one you take is a 10 banger. That's 10 things of fentanyl and 10 pieces of pepper. And now you've had 15. Guess what's happening?
Overdose.
Overdose. I've told my kids this. I don't care if you've known them since 4 years old. Right? If you do not open the bag of gummies, you do not open the bag of Skittles, you don't take them. Right? Just in Columbus, Ohio, in a kindergarten class, they brought in a bag of gummies, and 25 kids had to go to the hospital for an overdose because they brought in Dad's gummies fentanyl in them. Right? So they're making stickers that can be absorbed. You put it on your tongue, and they absorb it, and that's how you get your high. And so how overdoses happen is you need 5 things of pepper per se, or fentanyl, to get you that ultimate high because your tolerance is built up. So you take another snort, or you take another hit, another injection. Well, the problem is that has 10 or 15 in it because there's no way for me to say, all right, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. Nope. Because 0 could have 1, could have 15, could have 0, could have 30. You don't know.
Is it meth the one that makes them like freak out? Like rample and like pick and like,
yeah,
that's
could be. Yeah,
I feel
so
like
those
that's
are called,
what we get a lot.
yeah. Oh yeah.
There's a girl that has like a bald spot on the top of her head. She's always like.
Yeah. So the narcotics class will be able to teach you, like I can walk in and tell someone what their drug of choice is.
What's my drug of choice?
Well. Yeah. So when they're picking and doing that, that's called meth mites, right? And so what they think is they have mites and their skin's itching, so they basically make their skin raw, take their hair out for it, right? So they have meth mites. Yeah, so bath salts is another one.
I think we're gonna start calling those people meth mites. We have meth mites.
I can tell drug user by their teeth.
Yeah, that's the other thing that we show is some of how their teeth look. They're sunken in face. And
it rots their teeth.
It's crazy.
All right, so let's talk about choking. What do we do if someone's choking?
Heimlich.
Okay,
Are you choking? Can he breathe?
Now here's the difference between if someone needs CPR, if they're unresponsive, or if someone's choking, is one, if they're unresponsive, we don't have to ask permission. That's called implied consent. They have given us permission. If someone's alert and oriented, we have to ask permission or we could be assaulting them, right? So what we do if someone's choking, she says a Heimlich. This is a controversial topic I just read. I'm gonna teach it the same way I've always taught it, is one, we should give back blows before we do the Heimlich. So we wanna do back blows, we wanna do 3 sets of 5. So can I have someone come up? Eddie, you wanna come up? Thank you very much. I love how everybody likes to volunteer here. All right, so now Eddie, go ahead and have a seat. What's the universal sign for someone choking? Yeah, usually like this. Can someone talk if they're choking? No. That's a misconception, yeah. Right? And that tells us how far is it lodged in. Because if they're talking, what are they doing? Breathing. They're moving air, right? So it tells me I have a little bit of time. So if they are talking, they're moving air. So sometimes they can talk. If they can't talk, we've got to go, all right? And so usually they're in a tripod position. It's just putting your hands on your knees. Yep, just like that. And they're trying to get that air that they need, right? So he's choking, he's trying to get that air, right? And so go ahead and say no. Hey, are you choking? No. Yes, say yes or no. Sorry. Yes. Right now say no. Can I help you? No. Can I help him? No. Right? And so what do? I have to give him those consequences, right? Hey Eddie, if you don't allow me to help you stop this choke, I want to give you 5 sets of back blows or 3 sets of 5 back blows. If you don't help me, you could go unresponsive. Say no, can I help you? Yes. No? No. No? All right. I still can't help him, right? And so then what happens? He's going to go unresponsive, and then what am I going to do? CPR, right? Because now it's implied consent. So now, Eddie, it's always my reindeer game, right? Hey, can I help you? Yes. Yes. All right. He wants me to help him, so I'm going to give 3 sets of 5 back blows. We're going to tell him, hey, I'm going to give you back blows. Remember that bone? Right in the middle. Right? Remember the babies? We do here, right? He's here. We're going to do right in the middle of his shoulder blades. Give him back as 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Please don't do it hard today, but it's when you think you're doing it hard enough, do it harder. Okay? Are you still choking? Yep. All right, I'm going to give you another set. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Are you still choking? Yep. Yep. Give you another set. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Are you still choking? Yep. All right. Now we do the Heimlich or the abdominal thrust, whatever the hell they want to call him. Go ahead and stand up. Remember, he's not dead. He can stand up himself. All right. And so how we do this? Go ahead and step back so everybody can see. All right. Here's how I teach it. We're going to get up in his junk. Okay. And so we're going to take this leg here. I'm going to lean him back. Remember that xiphoid process? So I have the xiphoid process and I have his belly button. Right? Here's his belly button. By the way, I did this in Atlanta. The dude was 6'7", and I did that. He started giggling. I was like, "Dude, what is wrong, man? You're 6'7". You don't giggle." He's like, "Man, I'm a little sensitive right there." I was like, "I gotta get something else." Right? So I find that xiphoid process. I find the belly button, and then I make a fist. All right. Remember, if I'm punching someone out, I'm making a fist here. Linda, when you make a fist, when you knock people out, you do it like this, right? On this fist, we're putting our thumb in. Okay, and then we're going to create this little wedge like that, all right? So I lean him back, find that xiphoid process, find the belly button, make a fist, thumb in, and I'm pointed up. And then I'm here, I have my long bones. These are my strongest bones besides my jaw, or my strongest muscles besides my jaws, right? And so wham, wham. I'm gonna do the Heimlich until he goes, either comes out or he goes unresponsive, and then I'm gonna do compressions. I'm gonna have you guys practice this because technique works really, really well. Don't make these fit, just drape them over. We'll be done by the time we make everyone have it fit. All right, give the back blows like we said. All right, that's his belly button. Get up in his junk, lean him back. And it just makes you not choke.
Cheese puffs.
And he's smiling.
Cheese puffs. It gets you every time.
Right? If you, we have 2 of those if you want to drape over and try that, because you'll see if your technique's not right. It's going to be very difficult. Now what will happen is this right here is people will try to this. We're not hugging, you know. He's not a Teletubby. He's not a Care Bear. Right? We want to get up in and
So
You don't look like you're choking to me. Are you choking?
Yeah.
Do I have my husband?
Do I have your permission to help you?
Do I have permission to help you?
Yep. You don't have to tell them what you're going to do.
Okay, I'm gonna give you 5 back blows.
Okay, we'll hit you.
I'm gonna hit you 5 times in the back.
I'm gonna knock the living you know out of you.
I don't know if that was 5 or 6.
That was fine.
Are you still choking?
No.
I'm gonna give you 5 more back blows. Does that hurt?
Are you still choking?
I think it's a little high, right?
that's a sign.
It's okay.
Okay. Are you still choking? I'm gonna give you 5 more back blows.
Jesus.
There you go.
This is
Are you still choking? Stand
That's
up.
her 40th set of back blows. Take a fist.
Take a fist.
Turn it. Turn
Turn your,
it.
turn your fist this way.
Oh.
On your belly button.
Oh, I feel so much better.
No, not his real
Are you
belly.
still choking?
Oh no, thank you. You saved my life.
Oh, that hurt my.
Let's get married and make
On his
babies.
belly button.
Holy cow.
We're going lower than the belly button over here for some reason.
Yeah, Hell, you got one of them out.
No, he's still choking. You gotta get another one.
Don't choke it,
Lean back.
Okay, go.
Turn your wrist this way. Yep. Pounding. There we go. Oh, that was a good one.
The average time that someone chokes before they go unresponsive.
Just depends on what they're choking on and how long they've been choking.
If you're fully choked, you're probably out pretty quick, yeah?
Could be. Yeah.
Just think how long you
guys
hold your
are probably
breath
already.
before you pass out, you know.
Especially in panic.
As long as they're
How much air they move in, you know, there's so many factors you would have to place into that.
Yeah. But it can't be more than a minute or two, right?
It's not very long.
Yeah. It's like being underwater.
All right, who's next? If you have back issues or anything, please don't try. But all right, you'll see that technique really works, doesn't
I'll
it?
wear it.
Right, you really want to practice the technique.
Linda, you want to do it?
You can do it on me.
Okay.
Okay.
Are you joking?
Linda's been waiting for this day her whole life.
Believe me. Are you choking? Do I have permission to help you?
So you gonna do another set?
Okay, so what am I doing?
You're gonna tell her what you're gonna do. Tell her, say, I'm gonna give you 5 back blows.
I'm gonna give you
Hit you 5 more times. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. You still joking?
If you hold her a little bit, just a little bit of pressure when you hit, she won't go as far forward.
Okay.
You will not hurt me. Don't be afraid. I mean, here.
You gotta get her.
Harder, Linda.
There you go.
It's just for practice.
Are you still choking? Can I give you 5 more blows?
So would you typically lean them forward, yeah?
Okay, so do I do the Heimlich now?
Did you do 3 sets of 5?
No. Are you still choking? Can I give you 5 more back blows?
Come on, Jackie, we're gonna get through this. Get it out.
Your face was hilarious. Thank you for that.
You still choking?
Stand up.
Stand up.
You're doing CPR at this point.
So if you take your right leg and put it,
Yep, get up in her.
Are you choking?
yeah,
Like put your knee.
put your knee.
This right here,
Kinda like
in between
this.
her
I
legs.
felt like I was gonna fall back.
In between?
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah, that gives you more
And then put your back leg out like you're supporting yourself. Yeah.
I'm old to be doing
It's
it.
like you're riding a motorcycle.
Yep, put this
I
here.
felt that.
Make a fist. Make a fist. Yep, and put that over. Holy cow, your nails are sharp. All right, now slam her.
Oh!
That was a
Come on,
hug.
Jackie!
That was a hug. So, show you the difference
She's
here.
dead.
When we put her back, find that belly button, come here.
Oh!
All right? And so here's what you were doing.
You feel it when he does that.
It's okay, I don't want to feel it.
You all right?
Yeah.
You want to try it now?
Yeah.
I mean, you were ready. You were like, give me some.
Could easily put you on a motorcycle and Photoshop.
Where did we?
Who wants to do it?
Crazy you gotta ask permission. I mean, I get it, but you save someone's life, how often they get sued for that? Never.
Right.
But
Right there?
if they died, it'd probably be on you, right?
Hey, remember, you also have the Good Samaritan
Is there
law.
still, can you breathe yet?
But they are.
Yeah, 'cause you watch 100 choking videos on YouTube, nobody asks permission. They run up and just start, you know.
That's the technical way, is just to ask for permission because they are alert and oriented. Two, the other thing is you're assessing that patient, right? Hey, can I help you? And you can't talk to me. What does that tell me? We got a big clog, right?
Yeah.
And so she can't move air. I've got to work fast,
What
right?
if it's a child? You have to ask their parents' permission?
What's the situation?
Like,
Are you
if you're choking?
Yes.
Gotta
Yes. But it's not a, hey, would you mind, please, right? It's more of,
It's not actually choking.
we gotta watch out over here.
I may be calling.
These two. She reached below the belly button and grabbed.
They've been waiting for this day.
I'm waiting to.
Oh, you're on 10, Eddie. You're only supposed to go to 5.
Okay. Are you still breathing? No?
I'm good.
All right, stand I
You saved her.
gotta get this out. We got our little blow thingies in there? Yep, they're in there.
So find your belly button.
Okay, hang on. Let me get my leg in the right spot. Spread your legs a little bit. All right. Get you up just like this, right?
Yep.
This
Now
could be
slam it.
bad.
Right there.
Go up
You
just a
ready?
little bit. Just a little bit up.
A little bit up.
Yep, right there.
Right
Bam.
there.
Do it.
Oh, 2 at once.
Let's say you're choking and you're alone. What do?
You find a
Find a
corner.
That's a good
You
question.
can lean over the table.
Corner's office.
Lean over the chair here. You can tilt it up and find that same spot right underneath the xiphoid process above the belly button. Come right here and slam. You can do that as well, and it hurts. If there's a person that likes Twinkies and you can't get their arms around them, you're giving that Care Bear hug. So we can do the same thing. Lean them over that chair and just slam them down, or have them do it if they can. All right. Yeah, it's not fun. If you want to put a vest on and try it on a chair, you can. It works just as well as we just did there.
Did you do it to yourself? Like,
Yeah.
I mean,
if you're in a field all alone, you ain't got no chair, you ain't got nothing but a field.
Try whatever you can try, right?
Dive onto the floor.
Yeah.
Jump onto your arms.
Superman. All right. So it's one of the things that the reason why we're one of the top rated CPR first aid is when people take this class, we bring things that you can do with your hands, and normally they show a video on how to give the Heimlich, and what you guys have seen by having these simulators is it's a technique, right? If we're like this, it doesn't work. We're like this, it doesn't work. We have to really do that technique and give a nice slam to it, right? A nice thrusting motion as well. All right, so let's talk about bleeding control. And the first aid part, we're going to, there's so much on the first aid. The problem is you're doing probably you're not doing 98% of it, right? And so when I thought about it, customizing this class to you guys is what would you guys run into? You guys know how to put Band-Aids on, right? Mm-hmm. Right, so we want to talk about a couple things, but we want to be able to stop bleeding. If someone comes bleeding, right? If someone hurts their arm, you're back here working, and
so if I get my fingers cut off behind the dryer there in the belt, yeah. Linda.
Yes.
Listen to some digits. You gotta help me.
Better learn this, Linda.
Yes.
She'd be like this. Coming, Eddie.
No, if I was feeling good, I wouldn't be like that, but.
Just tell Eddie's phone. Call Lori.
So one of the things, how do we stop bleeding? If someone is bleeding, we're not talking about paper cuts, right? We're talking about they're bleeding, right? How do we stop that? All right, that is a way that we can do it. Can we go straight to the tourniquet? She says no. Why not?
Because you can make them lose that limb.
Okay. That's a common misconception. What the wars have taught us is we can go straight for the tourniquet. When I first started, and I had my card, I was actually with a guy who was in my school, in my class. Our first run, just us, with nobody with us, was a guy that cut his leg from here to here with a chainsaw. And we looked at him, we're like, man, we don't got enough bandages in the truck. The book says to do this. We have no one there to help us. And so what I did is I took the belt off. When I took the belt off, I used that as a tourniquet. That was actually a no-no. I had to write a report on why I used the tourniquet straight off the bat. And what the wars have taught us is we can go straight for that tourniquet. We have someone bleeding, we can go straight for it, right? Because what will happen is it's 8 hours. They want it off in 8 hours, mandatory off in 12 hours. You guys aren't having them for more than 15 minutes at the max. Right? So we can go straight for that tourniquet, right? We'll talk more about tourniquet. The first thing you guys said was to apply pressure, and that's okay. We can apply pressure. That's one of the ways. I'm going to show you a couple ways, right? You mind if I use you, Linda? Thank you so much. You're such a great volunteer. And so she's bleeding from the arm. We grab her, raise it above the heart, and we apply that pressure, and then we wrap it, right? That's an acceptable method. We're okay with it. This is probably my least favorite, and the reason being is I'll drop this. The other thing that will happen is if I don't get it tight enough, I can't tighten it. I have to put another one on. If it bleeds through, if we lay it, we leave it. So I laid this on you, we leave it. Okay? And so this is one of my least favorite because of that. So if it bleeds through, we're not taking this off. One of my favorite things to do for pressure is this right here. And this is called an Israel bandage. It comes in a package just like that. You can get all this stuff on Amazon. This is what the wars have taught us. I love the Israel bandage. Has a big giant pad. This is an ACE bandage with a big giant pad. Can I use you? You mind? Go ahead, stand up. Thank you so much. All right, I'm gonna put your sleeve. You might be Christmas overachiever. All right, that sleeve is where she's cut. Okay, I can apply pressure, but I can do it right with this right here. Right, this is to help tighten it and lock it down. I suck at it, so I don't teach it. Is that tight enough? Not real tight, is it? Right, so it's not real tight. So if I had that gauze and that bandage, I would have to basically cut this and redo it. Right, what I like about these, and these are wore out. Tight.
Getting there.
Oh yeah. And so now I can just tighten it. And I've stopped the bleed just like that. Just take the last one, loosen it, tuck it. Now we've stopped the bleed. Easy way to stop that bleed. And I think these are about $12.
It's like something Becky can make.
There we go.
Becky will be starting to sell Israel bandages up front.
So basically you take this.
Yeah, use it. You can use it as a belt. You can use it for all kinds of things.
Another way we can stop the bleed is Cellulox A. These are a little bit more expensive, $29, $30. This is Cellulox A. It's just a coagulator, a blood clotter. And basically what it looks like is, looks like basic sawdust. All it is. It's not. It is the non-allergenic part of the shellfish. Don't ask me any more questions. It's way above my pay grade. I didn't even know there was a non-allergenic part of a shellfish. And so what they do here is say it's a bullet hole, an impalement, any of those things. And unfortunately, we have to talk about bullet injuries in the workplace. But you just take this right here, and this is full. This is almost empty, but it's usually full. Take this, stick it right in the wound, press it down, and it coagulates. It stops that bleed right now. I'm talking 5 to 10 seconds, right? And so people say, well, what happens if it's not a bullet hole? Well, you can use these little packages, and this is what the military uses, because they can put like 20 packages in time they can put this in, and they just sprinkle it on. If you have one of these, just sprinkle it on, and it'll coagulate that blood. All right. Awesome. That's Cellulox A. That's probably one of my most favorite ways than the Israel bandage.
If someone comes in and robs them and I have to shoot them, do I stop the bleed?
Yes. Straight for the tourniquet again. These are one-handed tourniquets, so you can apply to yourself. Like if you are a motorcycle person, gun enthusiast, have one of these on you. Right, this will save your life. What this red is right here is whoever's putting the tourniquet on, that should be turned towards them. All right, and so that red is whoever's putting it on, that should be pointed towards. Right, so here's the reason why. You see, I'm trying to put this on myself. See how hard it is for me to. Right, very difficult. So now let's turn it with the red facing me. I can tighten it just like that. All right. This is a Winslet. The big mistake, here's how you place a tourniquet. I always say high and tight. So in the groin or in the area right up in here, okay? The big mistake that people make with a tourniquet will put this in their armpit. Then they can't turn it. This Winslet here, so we take this tourniquet, we clamp down, and hopefully the bleed stopped or slowed down, and then we just turn this and turn this and turn this until the bleeding stops, right? And then we clamp it down right up under there. Well, we lead that bleed, right? If it starts to bleed again, just put another one below. Don't put it on the elbow, the wrist, or anything like that. It's right here and it's squirting blood. I put the tourniquet here. And so now we put that tourniquet and we've stopped the bleed. And now we want to wrap this. Yep. All right. Anybody want to try a tourniquet?
I do.
All right. Come on up. Where's the gloves at? There's some gloves. You want some gloves for this, bud? So this is environmental, safe, friendly blood. I want to give my ancient Chinese secret away.
Ancient Chinese medicine right here. Come on, Brett. Partner in crime, you would be beside me while I do this, you know?
The tourniquets are over there.
This guy?
Yep. Open it up all the way.
Okay, so this would be pointing to me,
yep.
Correct?
Yep.
Throw the sucker on.
Grab down your
Yep. Yep, so when you want your blood, tighter. You go tighter here.
Oh, before the Velcro?
Yep, so you want to.
So that sucker's got to go really on there.
Yeah. Yep. Now secure it 1 to 2 inches. Yep. That's all you have to do right there. You don't have to wrap it around. And see how it slowed down?
Yeah. And this just makes it tighter and tighter?
Yep, tighter and tighter until it stops completely.
Cut a freaking artery.
There you go.
And then you lock it in.
Yep.
Okay.
Bam. So you shouldn't lose more than 10 milliliters of blood when you're applying a tourniquet, and you're at 9.
And would you still want to sprinkle that stuff on there and then wrap it?
Yeah, you can.
Yeah?
Yeah, absolutely you can. Or you can just wrap it.
Cool.
You don't need that if you're hanging out with Brian.
Right?
Yeah.
I'll definitely invest in some of those. Okay, so it's got to go way tighter than I thought it did. Yeah. That sucker's got to cut it off. So.
Go for it, Jackie.
I'm a dingbat, so. No, I'm Wacky Jackie.
Wacky Jackie. Let's get it, Jackie.
Getting nervous.
No, don't pull out here. Pull down here. Then push on this. Pull, now pull. Watch the blood. Hard, hard.
This is awkward.
Harder, harder. Right. Stop. It stopped. Go ahead and lock it. Lock it. Gotta lock it into these plastic pieces. When we talk about, now we're talking about missing digits, right? Someone's there.
That would not be
here,
fun.
You have a worker here, missing digit. What do we do with the missing digits?
Find them.
Yeah.
Find them and put them in milk.
Milk?
I don't know. That's what my friend did. My
Use the
friend,
finger to stir the chocolate milk.
Yeah, my friend cut the top of her finger off, and her parents put it in milk and took it with them to the hospital, and they reattached it.
Strawberry milk.
Okay. Nobody got thirsty. We're okay.
I don't know.
So one of the things we want to do is always stop the bleed, stop the bleed, stop the bleed. Now if someone is unresponsive and they're bleeding, stop the bleed, stop the bleed, stop the bleed, and then do our compressions, right? And same thing with this hand. He's responsive. He's chopped off some digits, right? We want to stop the bleed before we get the digits, right? And how we do that is we wrap. We can use the Israel bandage. Today we'll just use this in a 5x9 and let that thing bleed and wrap, okay? It's going to be tricky. Try to use the thumb. I'm going to allow you to figure it out and me not teach it. I'll teach it along the way as you use it. Fair? All right, those are called teaching moments. All right, so when we find the digits, what do we do with them? Please don't put them in milk.
Nice.
Not in ice either. We want to keep them cool, but if we put them on ice, what's going to happen is those nerves on those digits will actually be killed. They'll die off because they'll be frozen. So what we want to do is make it layers, right? So we put like they have they're like little lunch boxes is what they are. And so what you do is you put a towel or an ice pack, a towel, digits, a towel, and an ice pack, right? And it's the same way if we're giving you ice for something, you have a swollen ankle or sprained ankle or something, I don't put ice straight onto it. I put a towel, a towel, then ice, then ice. Right, there you go. Look at that. She's a professional. I might need to hire her.
If I came inside like that, what would you do?
Probably vomit.
Let me fix that. That'll stop the bleeding.
If you have these packages right here like this, just take them and push on the end and they'll pop right out. I struggle with these. Fat fingers and little papers don't work. So what I do is I wad them up. As I go, as I wad them up, I then created that crinkle to get rid of. So while Brittany's finding the digits, we have Eddie with his arm or his hand.
Brittany, find them fingers.
Oh my gosh.
So you can't like tourniquet a wrist or That's not a scenario, or it is?
You could. Yep, you could. Put some gloves on.
I got time for gloves.
I'm bleeding.
My buddy's almost dead.
On, Roman.
We don't want the gifts from Keep Giving, right?
Okay.
We stay away from the Pamela Anderson family tree.
Okay. All right. So I'll probably pop this bad boy open. Double down on this sucker. Did you say this just?
Yep. There you go.
I'll probably double this sucker. Start to wrap this thing. How's it feel, Eddie?
Hey, if we got some gauze and duct tape, then fix it.
Put some duct tape on it. Really glue.
I don't know. I would just wrap this thing until.
Yep. But what are you seeing right now?
Blood's still.
Yep. So what would we do?
Grab another bandage?
Yep. Stop your wrap. Grab him another bandage.
Probably double down again.
Yeah, maybe triple, right?
Triple?
Right. And then now just put it on and then use that wrap. See how he used the same roll.
You're looking good, Eddie. Bad news. A couple fingers are missing. Good news is.
Another thing you can do is wrap, come here.
Up in between.
Yep.
Keep lock it in.
Yeah. There you go.
Okay.
You just stop the bleed.
You're welcome.
I'm gonna survive.
You're welcome.
Thanks, Roman.
I just sew my fingers back on. I'll be good.
Now we can only do this.
He saw that it was continuing to bleed through, and what a lot of people will do is they'll cut the roll or finished wrapping and then placing another wrap. What I told him to do was just stop his wrap because he had a roll left, put another bandage on, and then continue to wrap that bandage. And you can see he stopped. I couldn't even push blood through it. He stopped it pretty good, right?
The real situation, in that real situation, would just be dumping.
Oh yeah.
I mean, you just
what
be
you saw there,
dumping.
yeah, wouldn't have stopped.
It would have been way worse than that.
Yeah. It'd have been good.
Oh, it would just been just
Passed out on the floor.
Yeah.
Hey Eddie, I'm gonna help.
I'd still film you. Just like that.
the camera would just be on the floor sideways.
Right. And again, he said, can we use a tourniquet? Yeah, you can use a tourniquet to stop that bleed pretty quick, but we still want to wrap because remember those nerve endings, especially on days like this, that cold's going to hit those nerve endings. We still want to wrap those, all right? I always like to use the thumb as well. He did a nice job. Sometimes it'll slip off the thumb, so I like to use that thumb. So there's a nice little wedge for it as well, but that's a perfect job. Great job, sir.
Cool. Heck yeah. Thanks for watching today. This channel, I hope, is not just a place for, entertainment. I hope that you can be inspired and you can learn something. I really want to start implementing more life lessons for all of us in these videos, on top of business inspiration, whatever you want to call this. I want to desperately search for the greatest salesman on the planet to come teach and also teach you guys. I think it could be a fun thing, teach the girls, teach myself, teach Brittany, and also teach you. Things like that, different classes, different lessons. If you got any suggestions or things that we should just know in life, hit me up. I love you guys. We are on same day, so this video might go up late, but we're doing our best. I love you so much. You are beautiful. You're one of a kind. Smile.